Hello and welcome to this lecture where we would be exploring how to map a network drive to a user account. And in this video, we are going to do it in two ways, where we would apply it to a specific OU and then we would apply it again to another specific OU, but then it would only be targeting an item level. So only certain users within a specific OU within a specific security group can have access to some files and some others wouldn't. And normally, when you want to map a network drive, we use something called a script, a logon script. And we touched on some video previous lessons ago about security and script settings, where we explored how to set up different kinds of scripts. We have startup scripts and we have logon scripts. Now, to create a logon script, we'll be creating a batch file that would run in the back end whenever the machine is logged onto by the user. Now, the couple of things that we need is we need to have the network path share, the folder that's been shared on the domain controller. So I've gone ahead and I went into my drive C, just like we've been doing so far. We created these for other policies that we tried to apply. And now we've created a new one called sales staff shared, which was created just a few minutes ago. So just like I've been doing to the other ones, I made sure that the document is shared. So I'll right click this so we can see its properties. And you can see sharing is active and advanced sharing is for everyone. It's okay for you to leave it as everyone, and because there are other ways that you're going to manage how it's being accessed. So we would, it has read only, it has read, so click OK. And click OK here as well. Click OK and close. So that's the file, that's the share. Now, what we need to do is, I'm just going to copy the path again because we might need it. So go back to properties, and then I would go to so I'll go to sharing and I'll just copy this. Okay, so we have the path. Now we need to create the script. To create a script, you would use a basic application called Notepad. You can open it down from your start menu, Notepad, and you just need to know what commands to use. So we have some commands called logon commands. Now just use this section to touch briefly on how to get around writing commands. So when it comes to scripting, obviously it's something that you'd have to learn if you don't know anything about it, but there's tons of information out there online. For instance, if I open my browser, I have a couple of pages open here. So if you go to Google and you just type in, you search for common batch file commands for user logon script, this search result, for instance, shows what someone normally uses. You have how to map a network drive, which we'll be using. So it's this command, how to map a network printer, how to delete a network printer, disable Windows firewall, install a new program. You know, these are the commands that you would have to create when you're trying to create a logon script. So knowing what command and what follows after the command is something that you can literally search online and get used to. And then once you start practicing, you get used to knowing what the language is. That's when you're trying to use the bat file approach. If it's a PowerShell script you want to create, you can look that up as well. Or if you're caught up in the moment, you can also take advantage of the new tools that are available at the moment. For instance, Copilot. You can ask Copilot, which is basically ChatGPT, to help you write a bat file. So write me a bat file command to map a network drive in Active Directory. Let's say the file path is, I already have it copied, I think. No, so let's say it's DC01. And the folder name is sales shared. Let's say sales shared. think that's something like that. So click 10, and then it should give you something that you can use. So you see, for instance, it's giving you these, but obviously it's giving you different languages. So you just need to fine tune it to give you a specific command that suits whatever you need. So that's just demonstrate how you can go about finding resources when it comes to creating documentation or creating scripts. So we're just going to go with the usual standard, which is just the net use, and then the name of the drive you want to map, the letter, and then the path. So I'll go back to my server, and we would use net use, and let's say we want to give it the drive letter Z, and then the path that we have copied should be this one. Now, this is a notepad document, and we need to save it such that it becomes a script. To save it so it becomes a script, you click on File, and you make sure that you save this, or you just go to Save, and you give it a specific name. So I'll say Sales Staff Share Map. And then the extension that you're looking for is a .bat. That's a file extension that converts the document to become a script, because it's the bat file extension that can be run as a script. So if it was a PowerShell that you created, obviously the extension would be .py, and goes on and on and on. You can also go ahead and save this, and you're saving this to the desktop, and it becomes a script here. So you can see that we have the sales staff here with this gear icon. So when I go to my folder now and I go back to this PC, I don't have any drive mapped here. So we're just going to check to see if the script is working. So when I run the script, and you can see that it has automatically mapped this network drive to this machine. Obviously, we don't want to map it to this machine. We want to use it as a script that would be mapped onto a user whenever they log on in a specific OU. So I'm just going to disconnect this. Then we'll close this. At least we know that the script is working. So we're going to go into our group policy, where we are going to apply the Logon script. So go to Tools and go to Group Policy Management, and it brings us back to where we are from the previous video. So I think we deploy the software. So to create a script for user logon, we have to just go through the normal standard procedure. We would go to Group Policy Object, go to New, and we'll call it Sales Drive Map. Policy. Right? And then save. And then we would edit this policy, and we would go to user policies, and we would go to Windows settings, and then we will go to Logon. So this is the Logon. We would go to Logon, and then we are being asked to declare where the script is based. Now, it's only a specific location that Windows like to pick the Logon script from. And to find that, we need to go to Show Files, and then it gives you this location. So it means whatever script you want to run needs to be in this exact location. So what we do is we're going to copy this, and then not necessarily, we don't really need it anymore. So just cut, and we would paste here. So we have it here, and we'll close this, and then we can now click Add, and we'll click on Browse, and we have it here. So I'll select this, click Open. If you have any parameters, you can proceed, but we'll leave this as it is. We'll click OK. So now we have the script added. We'll click Apply, and we'll click OK. So now we have the logon script embedded in this policy. All we need to do now is we need to link the policy to a specific OU. So just close this, and then we would right click on the drive map policy, and then, sorry, I keep on making this mistake, pardon me. You go to the sales OU, and then, one sec, sales department OU, and then you link an existing GPO, and you go for sales drive map. Click OK, and we have the drive map. So whoever is in this OU, whichever user you have in this OU will have that drive map to their account whenever they log on. So we would close this, and then we will power on our Windows 11 workstation. And we are going to sign in as, say, John.Fergal, and apply the GPU update, log off and log back on, and the drive should automatically map for John.Fergal. So there's some updates that are being actioned. The updates are kicked in and it's restarted again. So hopefully, maybe since it's on and it's connected to the network, it should pick up the script. It should pick up the GPU update. But what we'll do is we'll log in and we'll see if does it automatically map the drive, or do we need to do a forced GPU update and log off and log back on again before that works. So this is something that you normally be making sure that you're testing in the test environment to ensure that it's working first before you deploy to production, which is a best practice. So we are going to log on as, well, Tracy's in the same OEU, so it goes to Tracy Millen. It's taking its sweet little time. And so all the policies that are still applied to this OEU are still active. So we have Zoom, and we have their company logo, and basically we just need to open the folder and see has the policy updated. So go to this PC. Voila, the sales staff shared has mapped. So the OU policy that we applied to map the network drive, it's working. So that's how you map a network drive to a user in a specific OU. And it's applied at the OU level, and it's targeting all users within that OU. Now, we're going to do the next video, which would show another approach in a use case whereby you want to map a network drive, but you only want certain users within the OU to get access to the drive mapping. So I'll see you in the next video where we'll use group policy to explore how that's configured. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.